Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. I want to talk about a subject that is taboo for this game, but yet there are still a lot of people that talk about it anyway. And I'm going to explain what I'm talking about when it comes to dupers. I have recently discovered in the last 3 days ago, I discovered some videos on this platform, the same platform that you're watching this video on, where people will show how to dupe legendary pelts. I think it's a legendary elk pelt, the really large pelts, like the large grizzly bear pelts, you know, the ones that fit on the back of your horse that are just as big as, let's say, a deer carcass, but the entire pelt takes up the back of the horse. I'm not going to explain how to dupe. I'm here to talk about some strange things that I've noticed that kind of don't make sense, and I have my theories. Now, if I can find these videos, I believe Rockstar employees can find these videos, where some of these videos actually show the player's name. Just like you can see mine to the right as I'm talking. Or they make mistakes. Now, I don't have to worry about blurring my name out because I'm not a cheater, I'm not a duper, I never will be. What's the point of playing a game just to dupe? And I'm not here to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Name names. I'm not here to name names. I'm not here to call people names. What I am here to do is to talk about this problem with duping, that if a Rockstar employee were to actually see the person's name on screen in the video where they show how to cheat and make tons of money off duping legendary animal pelts and skins, and I watched them do it, and I'm thinking to myself, there's all of these videos on this platform, why are they not banned from the game? Or maybe Rockstar employees just don't realize it. Because a lot of the videos that I found only had maybe 150 views, 3,000 views, 4,000 views. But the thing is they were made within the last week, some within the last 2 weeks, some within the last 3 weeks. There's lots and lots of videos of how to dupe animal pelts, in other words, duplicate, by cheating. And like I say, I'm not going to explain the way it's done. That's not the purpose of this video, and it's not. And this video is not for the purpose of calling people out by name. I'm not going to do that. But why can't a Rockstar employee find it if I can find it? And just recently, this platform has been flooded with how to cheat videos, how to make gold bars that come, you know, produce out of thin air. And I was right and I was correct about the treasure chests. And then I discovered that they're doing it with animal pelts, the legendary pelts, which are acquired through Harriet, which is already an exploit that the game created, so it's not really cheating, where people use Harriet to get a legendary animal basically delivered to them on a silver platter, where she leads them to them, where she basically holds the person's hand. So why call it a legendary if it's easy to find? That's an oxymoron. And then they go and they deliver it to Crips after they've duplicated it as many times as they want. And I guess if a person gets a posse, let's say they have 4 people in their posse, which is the normal, or up to 7. Well, let's just say they have 5 people in their posse. Apparently, these dupers then can use the wagon, which I'll show you right here, the wagon that comes with the trader roll.
What are you looking for?
This right here. Hold on a second. I forgot how I found the I forgot how I found the trader
All right,
wagon.
you know where to find
There's a
me.
way to purchase it. I don't know why I couldn't find it there. It's still pretty early for me. I just woke up not too long ago, so you'll have to forgive me. But anyway, you upgrade to the next best wagon, or you purchase it, where you can have, I think, 10 carcasses or 10 pelts. And if they're duplicated, then they just load up their wagon, and then they teleport their wagon to the realm of the gods, I guess, where it just sits there and waits for you. It's the wagon in this game for traders is an exploit created by the game, so it's not necessarily a cheat, but it might as well be, because it will hold those carcasses and pelts for you in this invisible realm of this other dimension, and then you can just call upon it at will whenever you want, wherever you are, and then it just teleports, and there it is. That's really overpowered. But like I say, it's a game mechanic. If the game lets you do it, so be it. But people are exploiting it and using it in the wrong way. Just like there's always going to be anything that's ever made, there's always going to be somebody that's evil that's going to figure out and use it for the wrong reasons. That's just part of life. And there's nothing we can do about dupers in this game, because dupers are in all games. But it's a sinister, evil way to get quick satisfaction. And they're chasing that dragon. They're chasing those endorphins get released from the human brain, that euphoric feeling of cashing in all this material and getting a ton of money for it, because Crips takes a pelt, and if it's a legendary pelt, and blows it up to where it's worth even more. So by proxy, Harriet ruined the game, which I made a video about it, which is another video entirely. You can go watch it. The title of the video is something to the effect of "The Naturalist role has single-handedly broken this game for everybody," because then it leads into the trader role, and then it leads into the way people dupe items. And like I say, you're never going to stop dupers. That's just something you either research how to dupe, or you don't research how to dupe and play the game in normal. You're either a scumbag or you're not a scumbag. Okay? Think of it that way. So what these scumbags do is they get a bunch of players in their posse, and I guess apparently if they can dupe then those pelts, let's just say 5 times each time that they do it, and they just do it and do it and do it, and it doesn't take long to do. It's very quick. Next thing you know, 5 times, let's say they do it 5 times, and there's 5 people in a posse, and then each person takes their turn. 5 times 5 times 25 times 5 again is 125 pelts. 25 for each player. Okay, I'm just speculating and giving a hypothetical situation. It would take probably, a good day's afternoon of work to do that for 5 friends in a posse. Like I say, those numbers are just examples. To where now the game's economy has been ruined for all other players. And you might say, well, how does that affect me? Like me, a person that doesn't cheat, who doesn't research how to cheat, who doesn't want to know how to cheat, but knows the cheaters are out there. Well, they have unlimited healing potions, or tonics. The tonics is a good name because it's for the period of the time where this game was made. They call them tonics. But you might as well just call them healing potions for players who don't play this game that are watching this video. I'm trying to just give you what they do is they can buy unlimited amounts then of tonics, because they have so much money, more money than is needed, more money than it is needed. So they don't have to worry about picking plants in the game to craft the healing potions or tonics, whatever you want to call them, which then is a direct competition to me. If I want to go to PvP instances, for example, if I want to PvP in certain instances in this game, and I'll show you what I mean, I'm at a disadvantage because they've got all of the tonics, all of the best tonics, the best of the best tonics, because they have so much money they don't need to craft them anymore. These right here, these right here. the shootout series, the takeover. This is PvP. I avoid that completely because of the cheaters, because of the dupers with so much cash, because they have an unfair disadvantage. I don't even want to waste my time. They're always going to get the best shots off on me. They're going to get the most kills. They're going to be impossible to kill because they have so much health from the overpowered tonics that they bought from duping and cheating. Okay? I don't want to talk about that too much, but that is how it affects the economy for other players that don't cheat. It stagnates the game. And then, those are also the type of people then probably that cheat in real life. But that's another video and none of my business. But then they also have, once they have everything, all the clothing, all the potions, as many as they can carry, the best of everything in their arsenal, then they get bored. Or they can chase that dragon again and just create more and more pelts, which duping, I guess, is the most common way to cheat now. Like I say, there's lots of videos out there. I couldn't believe how many there are on this platform. And like I say, I've been researching for the last 3 days before I made this video. And I thought about what am I going to talk about? We can't prevent dupers. They're always going to be out there. But then, how do they sleep at night? How do they sleep at night knowing they're living a lie? Or they might be, oh my God, be quiet, Crips. He always starts talking and he says the same stuff. It's always the same stories. It's like he has amnesia. I can't talk while somebody else is talking over me. So then, those players will do really, really good in those PvP matches that I just showed you. Where if I click on that, it teleports me to a lobby with a bunch of other players and we compete. And then those players who become, really, really good are also probably most likely the cheaters. Because the non-cheaters just simply can't compete. We can't compete. If I was to buy every single potion, the best potions right now, I would be out of money. I only have a small cushion of $429, and I still have a lot to do. Now, you notice I don't have many gold bars. That's because today I spent 25 gold bars today and got the prestigious Bounty Hunter license. There's a $5 off special that started today, which I'm glad it happened because I was at 26 gold bars saving up for 30, and then today the bonus hit at the perfect time, and that Bounty Hunter was the next thing I wanted anyway. So that's a nice happy accident that I wasn't expecting. But let's continue talking about what I was just talking about. Drink it as I drink my black coffee. Now that Crips is done talking, I'll take a seat and continue. I just hope he doesn't start talking again. Which he will, but whatever. You can just see me better here. So dupers, I gotta ask you some questions, and these are serious questions, and I'm not here to call you out or blame you, or to just tell you you're a bad person. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to ask you, how do you live a lie like that? How do you live a fraudulent life in this game, or possibly real life, by cheating? That quick satisfaction that you got from using Harriet to hunt a legendary animal, but by the way, why call it legendary if she basically just holds your hand to it and treats you like a 5-year-old child that you probably are, or you're an adult inside of a 5-year-old, or I'm sorry, you're a 5-year-old inside of an adult body if you cheat, if you are an adult, or you're actually an 8-year-old kid, or a 5-year-old kid playing this game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some intelligent kids out there that are 5 years old that are probably overjoyed to cheat and dupe, as they should be. Because they're kids, they don't understand what they're doing. But if for adults that are still doing it, or adults that teach kids how to do it through their posse, not saying that they know each other in real life, but they know each other in this game. The adults that are still doing it, that know that it's bad, I don't care what age you are, The age to where you know that it's bad, but you still do it, you're a scumbag. That's my opinion. But how do you live day to day in Red Dead Online claiming you're a good player, claiming you're a good PvPer, because you've got all the best potions and tonics that you can just basically don't even, why even, okay, it gets to the point where you have so much money, why even charge you for it? Does that make sense? It's basically just free stuff where money is superfluous because there's so much of it. Does that make sense? Once the economy gets to the point where there's just so much ridiculously high amount of money, where buying stuff is, you can just buy an infinite amount basically, because I'm pretty sure that the dupers just chase that dragon and maybe we'll take, let's just say, 5 days off and get a ton of money, spend that money, and then just spend one afternoon of just duping. They might do the whole day. They might just do it once a month, where they just dupe and dupe and dupe and dupe and dupe with their friends, where they've got stacks and stacks and stacks of legendary animals, which are acquired using Harriet, the most ridiculously overpowered breaking NPC that ever got introduced into this game. And I will never be a naturalist. I will never be a naturalist. I will never be a moonshiner. I just recently found out that moonshiners don't really make that much profit because the trailer breaks, or whatever device is used to deliver the moonshine, I guess, is really fragile, and the profit margin is really, really small. I don't even want to become a moonshiner. It looks really stupid. People slap each other inside the bar, and that's the only, their moonshine underground place where they go. It's the only place you can slap people, which is kind of funny. I'd like to do it without having to be a moonshiner, but whatever, it is what it is. It just looks silly and stupid. It really does. It's just silly and stupid. Moonshiner roll? No, thank you. I would just get too aggravated, and this video is now going to a different direction, which I didn't want it to go. But I will never be a naturalist because of how exploitive it is. It's just very exploitive, which is no fault of the player community, but duping those legendary animals. Why call them legendary if Harriet can just lead you right to them? That's an oxymoron. And then they get this pelt that's worth a ton of money, selling it just to a butcher, and even more if you give it to Crips over here. And then they figure out a way to dupe it with their posse, and each player in the posse somehow also gets a duplicate of it. So before you know it, each person in that posse, like I explained, has like 25 legendary pelts each, and it probably doesn't take long to do. Now you've got 125 legendary pelts infected into the economy, which directly affects other players in PvP matches, because the players that cheat have an unlimited amount of perfectly the best of the best potions, tonics, ammo, you name it. I'm probably missing a couple other things, but the best explosives, just, and then people that don't cheat, who actually can't come to this game and want to have an immersive experience, are turned away from PvP because we cannot compete. It becomes impossible. But why is Rockstar not banning people that make these videos on this platform? Find them, just look. It's not my job. I'm not here to name names. I know the YouTube channels. I didn't write it down because I'm not that kind of a person. I'm not a snitch. But I'm telling you, they're out there. There are tons and tons of videos in the last 3 weeks. There's a lot of them out there that say the duping is the way to go. I did some more research, and apparently I just found out recently console players now are figuring out ways to cheat just like PC players. So this game is pretty much in effect ruined. Maybe that's why Rockstar wants nothing to do with it anymore, because they know the dupers are out there. There's just too many of them to keep track of. So they just threw their hands up in the air and said, fuck it. Forget RDO. Until the technology can catch up to prevent dupers, which it probably never will. Dupers always know how to figure out how to dupe. There's a common element with duping that I just recently discovered that I never knew about. And that's something to do with disconnecting from the internet while they do their little dance and moves, and they go from this point and then they go over here, and then it's the most ridiculous, insane type of way to dupe items I've ever seen in my life. And then they share it with each other, and it's, how do they discover these things? How do these dupers discover how to cheat that way? It makes no sense how they do it, but they do it. And the next thing you know, they've got a wagon full of pelts and carcasses for their trader role, which they can just call upon at will like it's some sort of magical device. It's like right out of the Twilight Zone. That always stores their equipment. I mean, their pelts and carcasses that they hunted. And then they can just use it to restock Crips over here. And then Crips turns it into even more money. And now you can see how it becomes overpowered. And then they probably don't even hunt regular animals anymore. All they hunt is legendary. But why call it legendary now if they're so easy to find through Harriet? It's a stupid oxymoron. It's an exploit that definitely breaks the game. Whatever. That's fine. Just don't dupe. You know, if I ever became a naturalist, which I won't, but let's just humor the idea. If I was to become a naturalist and get to the point, I think you have to advance and get to a certain level in the naturalist role first to order to be hunt certain types of legendaries. And then you get to the point where you can either choose to give them a sample, I guess, or skin them, and then Harriet gets mad or something stupid, who cares? And then you sell those legendary pelts to Crips. The game lets you do that, so it's not cheating, but it's an overpowered way of playing the game. It's really stupid that that Rockstar did that, which would be fine, because then to get the next legendary, you have to go back to Harriet, hunt it down, track it. But with the dupers, what they do is they just basically produce it out of nowhere. Just like the movie The Prestige, if you've ever seen it, where Nikola Tesla develops a machine, a device that duplicates physical matter. You've all seen that movie. That's basically what they're doing in Red Dead Online. And they're doing it with their friends. And then the young minds that also play this game, all of a sudden they become dupers. And then any other future games that they play, that's all they're going to do is dupe. They become cheaters for life, if that's what they want to pursue. It really exposes what kind of person they are in real life. And it's kind of a microcosm as to how the real world is, how many evil people there really are out there in life. Anyways, that's my video. Don't be a duper. And in my opinion, if you are, you're a scumbag and you know who you are, and stop living a lie. Stop gloating how good you are in this game when all you do is dupe. Don't pretend that you're something better than you actually are. Sure, you're going to perform well in PvP matches because you have all the best of the tonics. The healing potions, so to speak. Or whatever types of cheats that you found out that aren't even duping. That might have to do with other aspects of making you look really, really good. Like make you look like you're a good player, but actually you're not. You're just cheating. So stop lying to yourself. Stop being a fraud, and think about that. Dupers, you're nothing but frauds. As you walk around in life, as you go from point A to point B, just remember that. You're scumbag frauds. And all the other games that you choose to play from now into your future,
Did I ever tell you about
you're always going to dupe. You're always going to just figure out ways to cheat. And you're going to call yourself a good player, aren't you? But you're going to be lying to yourself. I'm sure your friends are one day going to figure out, but they're never going to tell you that you are, because they're going to be also cheating along with you. And the friends that you don't have anymore are the ones that chose not to cheat. So don't put them down, and also don't tell the community that Rockstar doesn't care. Rockstar does care. Think of it that way. Rockstar probably does care, but they don't want anything to do with this anymore because of the cheaters and the dupers. They know. Rockstar knows who you are. Don't be arrogant to think that you're just getting away with it. Rockstar just doesn't care about that. They don't care about you duping because they've thrown their hands up in the air. They don't want. They're just like, screw it. Let them play it. There's nothing really we can do. There's too many of them. Maybe we could catch a few and ban them. But why don't they? Why don't they? Why don't they know? I know they have the capability of finding some of them and making an example of them and just permanently banning their character to where they have to start over at level 1. Nobody wants to start over at level 1 on Red Dead Online. Believe me, nobody wants to start over. And I've heard people say, as we've talked about cheaters, I've heard them say, well, if you ban them, they're just going to start over and do it again. And create a different account. Okay, yes. But they're going to be level 1. You know how long it takes to level up in this game? You don't think of it that way. Nobody's going to want to start over at level 1. Unless they really, really want to, and then they'll start duping again. And I'm pretty sure then Rockstar can start keeping track of these types of people. They'd have to get a completely new, I think, system. A new console or a new computer, because I'm sure Rockstar can find out even more information about this person. If they create a new account, they know it's from the same computer or console. But Rockstar chooses, I don't know. I've never cheated, so I don't know. But it just seems that the dupers out there are really high level. They've got ridiculous amounts of gold. They've got ridiculous amounts of cash, to the point where, why are they even playing the game, in my opinion? Why? You've won the game. If a person legitimately, here's the thing. A person who legitimately plays this game and actually earns their gold bars, actually earns the cash that they find without duping, without cheating, and they bought everything, naturally, they're going to move on to a different game. They're bored. There's no goal anymore. Sure, they could keep playing this same content, but that gets boring, and that's my theory, that Rockstar knows the cheaters are out there. Of course they do. And that's why they've given up. And they're not going to ban the players that cheat, because that's just a whole another Pandora's box that's going to get opened. And a lot of these cheaters are more experienced than Rockstar wants to believe, and then those cheaters might just go after Rockstar themselves, and that's probably not what they want. So they just let them prance around in this game thinking that they're unnoticed. That's how arrogant they are. They actually think that no one's noticing. But yet, and like I say, there's a lot of videos out there that I just noticed in the last 3 weeks or so. Because the video, it shows you when the video was published. And this platform is flooded with how to dupe cheats, how to find unlimited gold bars, this and this and that, with big thumbnails. And this platform cannot ban those videos, because this platform, that's not their job. It's not their job to police video games. It's not their job. But why won't a Rockstar employee go on this platform, find those videos, find the players that make the mistake and actually show their character's name and do something about it and make an example out of them, so that then the big YouTubers that cover Red Dead Online actually get that news out, and then the word starts to spread. I don't know. Like I say, that could be opening a Pandora's box. Just my theories. Have a good day.